Some views are worth going the extra mile for, whether that means braving a glass-bottom bridge or soaring above snow-crowned peaks in a paraglider. From New Zealand to Nepal, we've picked the planet's best vistas for thrill seekers. Walk across Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge in China. This mammoth bridge is enough to give you goosebumps, glass bottom or not, suspended as it is more than 850 feet above Zhangjiajie National Forest Park in China's Hunan province. But its transparency adds extra thrill and an alternative perspective. You'll drink in views directly down into the dense thickets below, as well as panoramas of the sandstone bluffs all around. As it stands, it's the longest, highest glass bridge on Earth, and you'll need nerves of steel to cross its 1,410-foot expanse. Experience tilt. At 360 Chicago, United States, the Windy City has several spots with incredible downtown panoramas, but 360 Chicago's latest experience is reserved for daredevils. At more than 1,000 feet, tilt sees 8 fearless visitors cling onto the handles provided as the floor-to-ceiling windows slant outwards and hang at an angle over the city. Visitors are granted uninterrupted views directly downwards, over the magnificent miles-soaring skyscrapers and beyond. Swim to Devil's Pool at Victoria Falls, Zambia. Those who dare to bathe in this naturally formed infinity pool are at the behest of Mother Nature. It sits at the top of Zambia's monstrous Victoria Falls and offers unrivaled panoramas of the Cascades, which crash over 350 feet into the chasm below. Devil's Pool is accessed via Livingstone Island, and expert guides will accompany you as you enjoy a thrilling swim towards the edge of the falls. Note that the pool is only open for a short window each year, usually from mid-August to January, when water levels are at their lowest. Hike to Trolltunga in Norway. The view from Norway's Trolltunga, a dramatic tongue of rock that juts out some 3,600 feet above sea level, is staggering, all snow-patched crags and deep blue waters. But while many attempt to reach this natural platform each year, it's not a task that should be undertaken lightly. The entire hike, which leaves from Skjegadal village, is more than 17 miles there and back, and ascends to dizzying heights. Take extra caution once you reach Trolltunga itself, and if you're less confident, book onto a guided tour. Absel down Table Mountain in South Africa. The famed flat peak of Table Mountain, overlooking Cape Town, is a breathtaking view in itself, but ascending the South African peak via cableway and, even better, abseiling back down, offers an entirely new perspective. Absel Africa will guide you on a staggering descent from more than 3,000 feet above sea level. From the top, and on your way down if you dare, you can drink in views of the pointed 12 Apostles rock formations and the Atlantic seaboard. Brave Jinmao Tower Skywalk in Shanghai, China. Shanghai is known for its forest of skyscrapers, and the pointed Jinmao Tower is one of the most recognizable. Just gazing up at this 1,380-foot juggernaut is enough to give you vertigo, but those with a steely stomach can try its teeth-chattering Skywalk too. Accessed via the sightseeing floor at level 88, the Skywalk is a rail-free, glass-bottomed ledge running around the outside of the building, which visitors can walk along while attached to a safety harness. You'll be rewarded with jaw-dropping views across China's second city, that include the photogenic Oriental Pearl TV Tower. Soar on Nelson Ski Wire in New Zealand. New Zealand has little shortage of epic vistas, but this one is sure to get your heart pumping. A short drive from Nelson, a city in New Zealand's South Island, you'll find the Cable Bay Adventure Park, whose experiences team daring pursuits with dazzling panoramas. The park's ski wire is a 4-seater tandem zip line that breezes over the forest canopy at almost 1,000 feet, granting views over both Cable Bay and Delaware Bay. Keep an eye out for Mount Taranaki, which sometimes reveals itself on a cloudless day. Go skydiving over the Grand Canyon. The rust-red rocks of Arizona's Grand Canyon top many a bucket list, and for good reason. Carved out by the Colorado River, the canyon is famed for its striking buttes and dramatic ravines, all of which love the camera. For a bird's-eye view, and a hefty dose of adrenaline, take to the skies with Paragon Skydive, which offers tandem skydiving experiences over the natural wonder. To scale the fear factor down just a notch, take to the Grand Canyon's Skywalk instead. Walk Dachstein Stairway to Nothingness in Austria. Forget the stairway to heaven, it's the stairway to nothingness that will truly give you your kicks. The Dachstein Glacier in Styria, Austria is popular with skiers and snowboarders, but the views are epic all year round. Ride a gondola to a point more than 8,500 feet above sea level, and from here there's a dizzying suspension bridge in the stairway to nothingness. 14 steps downwards to a suspended ledge with stunning mountain panoramas. Daily glacier reports provide an update on conditions and the resulting availability of these attractions. Cycle Death Road in Bolivia. Bolivia's Yungas Road is bleakly nicknamed Death Road, and it's not hard to see why. The road joins capital La Paz with the town of Coroico, beginning at more than 15,000 feet, then sloping gradually downwards. Conditions are treacherous in parts and much of the road is less than 10 feet wide, with a fierce drop that's sadly claimed numerous lives. Despite the very real dangers, hardy cyclists still follow the route for the views across the Andes and the Amazon rainforest. Climb at Railay Beach in Krabi, Thailand. The imposing limestone crags rising from Thailand's Railay Beach offer some of the best rock climbing in the world, and with it some incredible views. Bolted climbing routes crisscross many of the rock faces, which provide panoramas of powder-white crescents, turquoise waters and dense forest below. Local climbing outfitters such as the long-standing King Climbers and Hot Rock Climbing School have experiences for beginners, as well as advanced climbers. Sydney Harbour Bridge in Australia. Walking atop Sydney Harbour Bridge is on many a travel wish list, but you still need a stomach for heights to take on this famous climb. The ascent to the bridge's summit will take you 440 feet above sea level. You'll be walking for around 3.5 hours and you'll need to tackle more than 1,300 steps. Nervous climbers will be glad to hear that you're latched to the bridge the whole time. Sweeping views of Sydney, from the fabled Opera House to Darling Harbour, reward you for your efforts. A twilight climb adds extra drama. Don't miss our guide on what to see and where to stay in Sydney. Ride the zip flyer in Pokhara, Nepal. Zip flyer is among the steepest zip lines in the world, dropping its riders almost 2,000 feet at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. You'll have 2 precious minutes to drink in the view as you're catapulted through the air for just over a mile. This vertigo-inducing experience is located close to the Nepalese city of Pokhara, and brave riders can drink in panoramas of the Himalayas, including the mighty Mashapakir mountain. Climb to the top of Half Dome in Yosemite National Park, United States. Ruling over the Yosemite Valley at almost 5,000 feet, Half Dome is one of America's most famous peaks. While some are content to drink in the view from the national park's many hiking trails, others have their sights set on the summit. The Half Dome hike should take around 12 hours, for a round trip, and the final 400-foot push to the top is via a series of metal cables built into the rock face. Along the way you'll see Vernal Fall and Nevada Fall, and you can look over miles of Yosemite's green-flecked mountains from the very tip. Langkawi Sky Bridge in Malaysia. Not all bridges are created equal, and this one in Malaysia's Langkawi archipelago is one of the world's finest. Hovering over acres of verdant forest land, the bridge is built atop the Makankang mountain and is around 328 feet at its highest point. Instead of beating a straight path across the canopy, the structure swings out in a curve, so visitors are rewarded with shifting jungle panoramas. For the truly lion-hearted, a glass-bottomed gondola also operates here. Glide over Interlaken, Switzerland. The pretty resort of Interlaken is postcard Switzerland, and is a haven for skiers and winter walkers. Come summer, one of the best ways to experience Interlaken is from the sky. Paragliding Interlaken have been taking visitors to new heights since 1990. A driver will take you up the Beatenberg mountain, from which you and your pilot will take off. You'll have up to 20 minutes in the air to marvel over the mighty bluffs. Interlaken is surrounded by Eiger, Jungfrau and Monch, and the green valley below. Take flight with the Ledge Swing in Queenstown, New Zealand. The death-defying Never Swing, operated by A.J. Hackabungi, claims the title of New Zealand's most famous swing experience. But the lesser-known Ledge Swing, also of the A.J. Hackett family, is the one that grants the most awesome views. You'll take the Skyline gondola to reach the base, and from here you'll swing 145 feet above Queenstown, taking in the sapphire waters of Lake Waikatapu. The swing requires you to self-release, so you'll need an extra rush of courage before you finally take flight. Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. Climbing Tanzania's Mount Kilimanjaro is a hugely taxing feat, both physically and emotionally, and takes a great deal of preparation. But still, thousands of daring travelers attempt the ascent each year. Kilimanjaro is the tallest freestanding mountain in the world, reaching 19,340 feet at its highest point, so unsurprisingly the vistas are out of this world. For the most part your view will be a blanket of clouds, interrupted only by blue sky and the occasional pointed peak breaking through the white covering. Into the Void in Chamonix, France. If you're prone to vertigo, look away now. The name of this attraction alone should be enough to give you jitters. Step into the Void is located at the summit of the Aiguille du Midi mountain in France's Chamonix area, and is reached by a scenic cable car. It takes the form of a glass box, including a glass floor, at a teeth-chattering altitude of 12,604 feet. You'll feel as if you're walking on air as you admire the craggy mountains, including Mont Blanc, and the toy-like resort town below. Flight over Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Visitors to Rio de Janeiro are spoiled for views, from the sugar sands of Ipanema Beach to the Great Massive Sugarloaf Mountain. Hang gliders circling overhead are also a common sight, and, if you can brave the heady heights, it's well worth trying. There are numerous operators available, but Rio Adventures comes highly recommended. You'll push off from the beautiful bluff of Pedra Bonita and soar across to the golden strand of Pepino Beach. Capilano Suspension Bridge in Vancouver. This picturesque suspension bridge is located in the park of the same name in North Vancouver. It dates right back to 1889. Hovering 230 feet above the Capilano River and spanning 450 feet across evergreen treetops. If that's not enough adrenaline for one day, the park also has the Cliff Walk and the Treetops Adventure attractions. Both allow visitors to pass through the upper reaches of the reserve's lush canopy. Climb Mount Kinablu's Via Ferrata in Malaysia. Rising to a formidable 3,455 feet, Mount Kinablu is part of Malaysia's Crocker Range, and the Mountain TORQ Via Ferrata, an organized and protected climbing route, allows travelers to climb it crossing the mountain's Panalaban rock face. The route is touted as the highest Via Ferrata in the world. It reaches 12,388 feet at its highest point, and those who dare to look down will enjoy spectacular views of the forest-cloaked crags below, as well as a fluffy layer of clouds. You'll travel with an expert guide and the route can be tackled by beginners with a good fitness level and a head for heights. Slip down the Sky Slide in Los Angeles. The OUE Sky Space Observation Deck of US Bank Tower boasts panoramic views of downtown Los Angeles through its floor-to-ceiling windows and terraces. But for an added thrill, make time to ride the Sky Slide. Clad in glass and hugging the side of the skyscraper almost 1,000 feet above the ground, the slide offers daredevils unparalleled views of the City of Angels and the San Gabriel Valley Mountains beyond. Jebel Jay's Flight Zipline in Ras Al Khaimah, United Arab Emirates. Currently holding the title for the world's longest zip line, the Jebel Jay's Flight attraction boasts 1.76 miles of zip wire. You'll begin your flight 5,511 feet above sea level, sweeping above the rugged Jebel Jay's mountains in the UAE's Ras Al Khaimah. Despite the zip line reaching speeds of up to 93 miles per hour, the experience lasts around 3 minutes. So there's plenty of time to enjoy the view. Out from Matteo Fun's viewing platform in Marana, Italy. This unique viewing platform is a sight in itself. Located in the gardens of Trotmansdorf Castle in the scenic town of Marana, the structure was designed by Italian architect Matteo Fun. It juts out above the gardens, which are renowned for their rich array of plants and their stunning mountain setting, and is intended to resemble a pair of binoculars. The structure is also partly transparent, giving visitors the hair-raising illusion that they're floating above the land below. The Sky Tram in Costa Rica. While Costa Rica is famed for its zip lines, Sky Adventures offers a different way to explore the country's treetops. The Sky Tram takes travelers to the highest point of mountainous Monteverde or Arenal. Depending on your location, you'll travel up to the top of the peaks, gaining some 745 feet in elevation as you slice through the cloud, or rainforest. At the final viewpoint in Arenal, you can spot the Arenal volcano lake below. At Monteverde, you'll be able to look across the Gulf of Nicoya. Traverse the Carrick Reed Rope Bridge in Ballintoy, Northern Ireland. The Carrick Reed Rope Bridge in Ballintoy was built by salmon fishermen way back in the 18th century and still teeters between grass-covered crags some 98 feet above the ocean. Crossing the bridge is not for the faint of heart. It sways with the wind, and groans and creaks as you cross its 65-foot expanse. But the unbridled views out to the ocean are worth the sweaty palms. Down at the edge in Melbourne, Australia. The Eureka Skydeck sits in Melbourne's Eureka Tower, around 935 feet above the ground. The deck itself has 360-degree views of Victoria's state capital, but those with nerves of steel can experience the edge. It's a glass cube, floor and all, that extends right out from the skydeck and hovers above the city. Visitors in tow come after sunset, when Melbourne's cluster of skyscrapers look all the more magical. Sacred Valley's Via Ferrata route in Peru. A Via Ferrata climbing route, operated by Natural Via, traces a swath of Peru's Sacred Valley, allowing visitors to scale some 1,300 feet. Force yourself to look down and you'll see the rushing waters of the Urubamba River and the patchwork of green farmland. For an added adrenaline rush, you can then choose to travel back down using the 6 zip lines. Or, for the ultimate overnight adventure, stay at Sky Lodge, a series of glass capsules clinging to the valley walls at more than 1,000 feet. Lounge Bridge, Chongqing, China. This transparent paddle-shaped cantilever bridge can be found at the Yunyang Longgang Geological Park in Chongqing, southwest China. Jutting out 68 feet, with a vertical drop of 2,355 feet directly under the skywalk to the ground, those brave enough will be treated to views of the gorges and grasslands below. Try the Edge Walk at CN Tower in Toronto. Way up there, way out there is the Apstrap line for the spine-tingling attraction in Toronto. The Edge Walk is touted as Toronto's highest experience, located on the roof of the CN Tower's 360 restaurant, 1,168 feet above the ground. You'll be strapped into a safety harness, then taken outside where you can walk the perimeter of the tower, one of the world's tallest freestanding structures. From here, you can look down on the city's skyscrapers, from First Canadian Place to striking Scotia Plaza, and marvel at the ant-like cars and people below.